Your Manchester is powered by TalkTalk's Future Fibre, which has now arrived here in Manchester. Future Fibre broadband is ultra-fast and ultra-reliable, with speeds up to a whopping 500 megabits per second. It's fast enough to handle anything you throw at it, plus you can connect over 75 devices at once, so bye-bye fighting over the Wi-Fi. And as if it couldn't get any better, Future Fibre plans now come with an Amazon Aero mesh router, so you'll get the latest in Wi-Fi 6 tech for free. To see if your postcode can get Future Fibre, search TalkTalk Future Fibre now.
Well, a very good evening to each and every one of you joining me as Belinda Scandal for this fabulous episode of Your Manchester. We are live with you for the next 36 minutes, everybody. 36 minutes filled of Manchester madness, everybody. And boy, oh boy, have we got a show for you tonight. Coming up in just a few minutes, we're going to be speaking to Craig Whittaker ahead of the return of the fabulous play musical. It's basically a sung play, everybody, called Spinach. That's coming your way very, very soon. As if that's not enough, we're also speaking to the fabulous Mr. Nathaniel Hall. And of course, we've got all your regular features as well. So sit back, relax, and enjoy yourself. Now, as I did mention, we are now speaking to Mr. Craig Whittaker. Welcome to the show, Flower.
Thank you very much.
How are you?
I'm very well.
10 years ago, you were thinking about making this role in Spinach.
Yes.
10 years has passed.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us, first of all, about Spinach. What is it?
Well, like you said, it's a play that's sung. Two people wake up back to back, tied to a chair, not knowing who the other person is or how they got there. And the play basically is them unlocking their memories and figuring out how they came to be in that predicament.
Oh, and what predicaments could they possibly be in?
Gosh, well, I mean, it's never a good idea to wake up in a place where you don't know where you are or who the other person is. So I guess that's the first predicament.
I don't know. It has its merits. So many years ago, how did you come to this role then? How did it happen for you?
Well, I originally worked with Janine and Simon at the Royal Exchange, actually, and they did a season called Pub, where various different things were on. Yeah. And I appeared in something called Love Shift at the time. So that's how I met Simon and Janine originally.
Yes.
And like all actors, I auditioned for that role and just really enjoyed the process of working with them and meeting them. And then Spinach came up, I believe, the first time we did it anyway, at the Exchange in the studio, a year after that. So it originally worked with Simon and Janine on something else, and then they just invited me back for the role of Darren.
Tell us about Darren then.
Darren, well, he is the best friend of Tom, who is one of the people who is tied in the chair, and he's just a really lovely guy. He works with Tom at a pharmaceutical company.
Oh.
He suffers from something called PDS, so he's got like a neurological sort of issue.
Mm-hmm.
He can't stop shaking from time to time. He has to take lots of medication regularly, so your heart does melt a little bit for him.
Yeah.
And he just pops up throughout the play through various phone calls and interactions with Tom. So basically when they are remembering things and slowly unlocking their memory, they'll pop back and we basically act out the memory that they're having.
Now, it's not a play. It's not a musical. It just happens to be a play that's sung. Explain what that means.
I think you kind of did it then.
Was that as simple as that, is it?
Yeah, absolutely. So there's lots of musical numbers in. Well, not lots of musical numbers in it. There's a few musical numbers in it, just to sort of break up, the melody and the way it's all performed, really.
Right.
But exactly like you say, it'd be like me and you now if we were having a conversation.
We'd be singing it.
But have you ever seen that episode of Scrubs, actually, where one of the patients have the condition where they see everything as musical?
That's everything as musical.
It's not quite as big and musical as Scrubs deliver it, but it's basically that.
Right. Oh, it sounds exciting. Doesn't it sound exciting? It sounds, is it funny? Is it serious? How would you?
Yeah, no, it's comedy. There's lots of drama in it. There's lots of romance in it. It's basically got everything that you'd need for a good old night out of the theatre.
And you left it 10 years ago. Revisiting it now, has your character, has the way the play is actually done, play musical, the way it's done, has it changed?
Yeah, definitely, because we've got 3 new actors playing Tom, Kate and Maureen.
Yeah.
And they each are, absolutely fantastic, and they bring so many different things to the roles. And it's actually really nice for me to see it the third time, because each time we've done it, it's always slightly different, and it's always really interesting to see how different actors interpret the roles and the conversations and the situations. So yeah, it's really, like I say,
and it's at a fabulous venue as well. It's at the Edge.
Yes.
Now, where is the Edge?
It's in Chorlton.
And what type of venue is it?
Well, it's just a beautiful little theatre, really. So they do lots and lots and lots for the local community. So it's basically got various studios where they put on different drama classes and live drawing workshops, music lessons. They do so much work with their community, like I said, but also they work with the homeless and various other people that might need that bit of escape.
It sounds fantastic. If we want to get tickets for it, how do we get tickets? Where do we get tickets?
Yeah, so if you go to theedge.com, then it's got all the information there. Click on the link and
it sounds really good. It sounds ominous, but in a good way.
Yes.
It sounds tense.
It is.
But tense on the good side of it. Well, if you do want to catch it, when's it running?
So we go up on the 29th.
Yeah.
The first 2 nights have actually sold out. So I guess 31st to the 18th now.
Yeah, brilliant. It's exciting. Absolutely fantastic. Well, thanks very much for your time today, Craig. Now, if you are thinking about something to do, it is, of course, the festive time of the year, everybody. And I've been out and about today, indulging myself in the festivities known as the Manchester Christmas Markets. It's Christmas market time here in Manchester, and everywhere is illuminated with fantastic signage and fantastic fare. That's the word, food and everything. It's all here for you at the Manchester market. So we're going to have a little look around. Come on. So we've managed to get ourselves all the way down to Market Street. We're now outside a fabulous place called Spinach. I mean, it's just trippy, to say the least, everybody. They've got all these fabulous products that just basically, they just spin. Spin, everybody. If you just want something to put outside or in your front room that just spins and just looks trippy, I would recommend it, though, not for a night out. So we're now stood here outside Candy's Cupcakes with this lovely selection. Now, what do you do here then?
So we do cakes in a jar, a variety of cakes in a jar, including vegan and gluten-free, and we do all sorts of cupcakes and massive brownies.
What's so nice is to see so many products here in Manchester. They're about Manchester. There's so many different things. This is where I got my scarf from originally, everybody. I love a little scarf with the bees on. Not with that on, that's extra. And I'll tell you where to get that. If you want to get in contact us at yourmci.com. However, everything's so much Manchester infiltrated. It's fabulous to see. And that's what's nice about these markets this year. So it seems, so far. We're now here at Pretty Little Princess. Now, this stall caught my eye because it's so cute, everybody. It's the cutest thing ever. It's all little fur. I mean, if I was still of a younger age, I might consider wearing something like this, to be honest with you. Unfortunately, my years are getting past me quite a lot, everybody. But they've got a whole plethora of cuteness here, everybody. It's all fur, it's all feathers, it's all gorgeous, it's all beautiful. Pretty Little Princess, come and check it out. I guarantee that there's somebody in your little family that will appreciate one of these lovely items. And as always, with these Christmas markets, there is, of course, the wonderful, wonderful hot chocolates, hot drinks to keep you in the Christmassy mood. A bit of mulled wine is what the future needs, more mulled wine. It's back, everybody. The currywurst is back. It's back. Every year it's here, and it sums up that the Christmas time is definitely starting. It's quite amazing. I've never had one, but I'm sure they're very lovely. So you can get cheese, you can get wine, but look, doesn't this stall just say Christmas to you, everybody? What's this stall called?
It's ceramic candle houses.
Okay, and what is it you do here then?
You can burn incense in these little ones, and to burn in the bigger ones. Oh, in the bigger ones you can burn candles and aroma oils. There is a place for the candles and a special chimney for the oils.
And where are the designs from? Because they're all so cute.
They are European. You can see the Cologne Cathedral from Germany, the Woman Church from German Dresden. So they are all European houses.
So you're here at the Christmas markets. Are you enjoying yourselves?
Yes.
Always.
What is it you like about the Christmas markets? Dutch fries. What is a Dutch fry?
Dutch fry. It's the best potato. We have the best potato. We have crispy fries, and they are better than the English one.
Why are they better? What makes them better?
Crispy. Yeah, the crispy. Yeah.
I'll try one. Yeah, here we go. Look at this. They are, aren't they? They're like a crisp, but also a chip at the same time, everybody. There's a lot of thought gone into this. It's the Dutch Fries Company. Thank you. What's this stall called?
Mayflower Apiaries.
What does it do?
We sell honey products.
Right.
Ranging from honey, lip balm, hand cream, soap. It's all handmade. It's all come from our own bees. Everything's natural.
So do you actually work with the bees yourself then?
Full-time beekeeper.
Are you? And how's that been for you this year?
It's been good, to be honest with you. Compared to most jobs where you're surrounded by people, we're outside. We can be social, so we're not causing any problems, and we just get on with it.
And have you had a hand in making all these nice products then?
Yeah, not everything, but the majority, yes. Jar, label, you name it.
So is it a full year-long job for you then, putting all this together?
Yeah. Most of it we can get done quick. In comparison to honey, it's constantly on the go. I've got a colleague at home at the minute also making honey as we speak. And then the candles, the wax, it all gets done as we're doing everything else as well.
That's amazing. So it's proper. And where is the where do you keep all the bees? What area are you in?
So we're based in Warrington, but we've got over 60 sites with over 500 hives of bees. So we branch out within like a 15-mile radius.
What's your favourite bee? Is that the Manchester bee? Look, it's here. There it is. Old Pokey McPokey, ready to be turned into a bit of something special with a bit of applesauce, everybody. What would Christmas be without a bit of good stuffing and a bit of poking? What is it that's so important to Mancunians about the Christmas markets?
It's just festive, isn't it? And it gets you out of the house, gets you seeing people, especially after the pandemic as well. It's nice to be out and get festive.
So we've had a little walk around the Christmas markets today, everybody. Everybody seems in the right frame of mind to have a wonderful Christmas. Everybody's ready to stock up on little stocking fillers and enjoy what mostly the market seems to be about is the food and the drink. And there is plenty to enjoy. So get yourself down to the Christmas markets. And for now, I'll hand back to myself over in the studio. Over to you, Belinda. Well, thank you, Belinda. That feels very, very strange. However, everybody, yes, Christmas is slowly, I want to use the word lurking, but it is. It's not far away. I think it's only about 30, if that, 30 sleeps till Christmas, something like that. I'm not even sure. It can't be, but it's got to be less than that, actually. Anyway, that means that there's going to be a plethora, yes, of Christmas shows dotted around our beautiful region. We have got one very luckily here at the Palace Theatre at the moment. It's called White Christmas, and we sent Ashley Smith to review that show for us.
Well, I've just seen an absolutely fantastic, all singing, all dancing, old Hollywood glamour, fantastic show, which was White Christmas. An absolutely perfect start to the Christmas season, a really A-line, strong cast. It's on to the 4th of December, so if you can, please come down and see it at the Palace Theatre. It's absolutely fantastic. I'm Ashley Stone for your Manchester. Merry Christmas.
Cheers, Ashley. Yes, everybody, Christmas is upon us. It's so exciting. Have you all got your baubles out? Have you put your tree up yet? That's the question that we're going to be asking. Has everybody put the tree up yet, or is it too soon? When is too soon, and when is too late to be putting up your Christmas tree? Drop us a little comment. However, nevertheless, everybody, one and all, everybody, still to come tonight, we are going to be speaking to Nathaniel Hall. He's going to be telling about a beautiful, beautiful play. It's doing absolute wonders. And we're also going to be telling you exactly what's going on in Manchester. However, for now, everybody, let's see what's on the box.
Hi, I'm Hayley and welcome to this week's On The Box. How's everyone doing? Now, I really wanted to focus on what is available on All 4 at the moment because there are some amazing shows, films on there, and I really wanted to point you towards a Norwegian thriller. It's called Witch Hunt, and it's about a trusted chief financial advisor in a top law firm, and she is caught up in a fearsome dilemma and she stumbles across corruption and money laundering. There's Empire State of Mind. That is a series presented by Sathnam Sangera, and that explores the effects of the British Empire on modern Britain. There is a psychological series called Close to Me, and that stars Connie Nielsen and Christopher Eccleston, and it's about a lady who forgets the last year of her life due to a brain trauma. Now, there's also a series, a documentary called Britain by Beach, and Anita Rani travels the length and breadth of the country talking about secret history of Britain's beaches. Now, that's it from me for this week. Next week, I'm going to start on what is available Christmas-wise, and we're going to talk about all things Christmassy. But that's it from me this week. I shall catch you next time, and remember, stronger together. Bye.
Here's what's happening across Manchester in the next few days. From now until the 4th of December, you can see the toe-tapping festive musical White Christmas at the Palace Theatre. Over at the Opera House until Sunday, you can see the David Walliams-written Gangster Granny, a show for the young ones. From Friday, get set for fairies, crocodiles and pirates as the Bolton Octagon Theatre launches this year's panto, Peter Pan, the classic tale of J.M. Barrie. On Monday at home, comedian Harry Hill is hosting a question and answer session and talking about his new book called Fight. On Tuesday night, Kelly Lee Owens performs her latest album, Inner Song, at the O2 Ritz. Also, from Tuesday until Saturday the 4th of December at the Contact Theatre, Nathaniel Hall stars in First Time, a show about being positive in a negative world. From tonight until the 16th of January, Hope Mill Theatre presents a new production of The Wiz. And from now until the 3rd of January, you can find out about Manchester's place in the British music scene at the Museum of Science and Industry. They have a special exhibition telling the story of Factory Records. Tickets are chargeable for this one and are available on their website. Now don't forget, if you do have an event or something you'd like us to mention, then just drop us an email. Contact us at yourmcr.com. Yes, that's right, everybody. If you do want to get in contact with us, all you need to do is simply go to contact us at yourmcr.com. Tell us what's going on in your wonderful region of the beautiful, beautiful place that is Manchester. Now, speaking of Manchester, we have had the pleasure of speaking to this next guest a few times on our lovely show over the past few years, and he's dropped back in to once again tell us all about a beautiful play, First Time. This is Nathaniel Hall. So joining us now, everybody, is Mr. Nathaniel Hall. Welcome, Nathaniel. How are you?
I'm very well, Belinda. How are you?
I'm all right. Now, this has been a massive, wonderful experience for you, bringing this to the stage. And it's been going on for a few years now, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, it has. Yeah, so First Time is my solo show all about my life living with HIV. I embarked on this journey in 2017 and then created the show, which premiered in Manchester in 2018. And then we took it to the Edinburgh Fringe and it was on tour. And then coronavirus interrupted all our lives. So yeah, but it's been back on tour since the 7th of October and it's coming to Manchester next week.
So perhaps tell people then what it's all about.
Yeah, so First Time is my story all about my life with HIV. I was diagnosed when I was 16 from my first sexual experience way back in 2003, which is about 18 years ago now, can you believe? You know, not uncommon, but I boxed up that diagnosis. I didn't tell very many people. I didn't tell my family until in 2017, it all kind of came crashing down. I had what you could describe as a mental breakdown. You know, I was leaning really heavily on alcohol and drugs at that time. I was in a really bad relationship, and I decided that, you know, something had to happen, something drastic had to happen. I had to change this narrative that I was telling myself about my diagnosis. So I went on this journey to make First Time, and yeah, and it's taken me to places I could never have even dreamed of.
So you would say then it's been quite a cathartic experience for you putting this play together then over the last few years?
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm a real champion of using storytelling to help people deal with, you know, their pasts, and, you know, and I guess that's what a therapist does anyway, is help you tell your story, help you, you know, dig deep into your story and kind of analyze it. And that's what making this show did for me. You know, it made me I spent a long time looking back and looking back at things that happened, and also finding the joy as well in my story, because sometimes when we're stuck in a cycle of trauma or pain, we can forget that there's loads of joyful and hopeful things in our lives as well. So making the show was really an amazing experience. I don't think I've ever cried as much as I did for those 3 days when I was when I was sort of working in a room to kind of start off the process.
And has it changed much over the last few years since you first aired it, so to speak? Has it changed and developed much?
Yeah, the show has changed. I've changed. You know, I'm a different person now than I was 3 years ago. I'm in a new relationship. You know, my life has moved on, and so the show has got little moments in its sort of shift and change as we move. And also, you know, the demands of making a show for one theatre when we first did it to going to the Edinburgh Fringe, which is, you know, 10-minute get in, 10-minute get out. You've got to work very fast, and then also then going on tour and going into different venues. So different redesigns. The show has had a bit of a glow up, can you say, in terms of its design. So it's looking really, really beautiful as a show, and it's got really beautiful lighting design and sound design from my team. So yeah, it keeps kind of growing and changing as I do as well.
And the stigma of HIV, of course, that's kind of altered a little bit. Do you think it's altered for the better, or some respects for the worse?
Oh no, I mean, it's World AIDS Day on the 1st of December, coming up very soon. And I really do feel that there has been a shift in the last few years around HIV and AIDS. We've still got a way to go. You know, it's not perfect. But I think, you know, the U equals U, undetectable equals untransmittable message, which, you know, people like myself on effective medication cannot pass the virus on. You know, that was sort of, that message was coming out in 2016. But I think what that's done is it's given people like me, the HIV positive community, more confidence to be open and to kind of, you know, we've got this piece, we've got the receipts now. You know, we knew we were never a danger to anyone, but now, you know, if someone kind of comes back at us, we can go, well, science has given us the receipts. We're not a danger. There's nothing to be fearful of around HIV. You know, it's a completely, here in the UK anyway, a completely manageable and preventable disease. So yeah, I really do feel that there's a confidence, and we've seen that in, you know, more and more high profile people coming out as openly HIV positive as well, which can only be a good thing.
And if you were, you know, going back to when you were 16, if things were the way they are now in regards to HIV as they were back then, what would your life have been? How different would it have been?
I mean, I think I would have probably processed everything much, much faster. But, you know, the stigma and the shame of HIV back in the early noughties was extremely powerful. And it still is today. It's still a life-changing diagnosis, and the psychological impact of that can't be underplayed. You know, it would have meant that I would have my family along for the ride right from the get-go. You know, they've been on this journey with me for the last 3 years, and it means I would have had their support. And I think, you know, over time, that trauma and that pain compounded. You know, I have post-traumatic stress disorder, and, you know, lots of things that I've had to unpick through lots of therapy, and an anxiety disorder. And I think actually, had I been more open, or had that opportunity to talk really openly about this and not feel that shame, I feel like maybe some of those things I would have avoided. But, you know, the diagnosis was all linked in with me coming out as gay at 16 into a relatively homophobic world. You know, we've come on leaps and bounds. You know, equal marriage wasn't even a thing, you know, when I was at school, and Section 28 was in place. So, you know, it feels like for me, there was also lots of the internalized gay shame and all those messages and things that were kind of compounded by that diagnosis. I went out, you know, and got the thing that I sort of was told that gay men get, you know, and it was almost like a punishment. So lots of work had to be done to remind myself and tell myself that new story, that is not the case. There is no shame in, you know, in my sexuality or in my HIV diagnosis.
And of course, people still coming out these days as HIV. To those that are just discovering that they've got it, what message would you send to them?
You know, it's a journey. You're gonna live with HIV for the rest of your life, so you can take small steps. I always say, you know, reach out to people who've got experience. You know, go to a service like George House Trust, or speak to the LGBT Foundation. They can pair you up with somebody who's living with HIV to talk through things. Take it at your own time, but remember that it's your diagnosis and you can choose what to do with it. But I would always encourage people to live boldly and openly with their diagnosis, because the more people that do that we're paving a way for a world where, you know, HIV for some reason is separated out from other illnesses. You tell someone you've got cancer and you get sympathy, but HIV kind of fills us all with fear and dread, and there's no reason why it should. It's more treatable than diabetes. There really is no need now for those hang-ups that we've had from the 80s and 90s. So I would say, you know, get good people around you, move towards things that bring you joy, look after yourself, eat well, take your meds, you know, do as your doctor says, and you're just going to be fine.
So we've got your play coming to the Contact Theatre, and you're looking forward to it?
Absolutely. I know it's a bit of a homecoming, because this show has been literally, my producer has worked me like a donkey on this tour. Honestly, he was going, you're the cash cow, like get out there, get performing. It's been a amazing honor to be back out doing what we love after so many months not being able to, but bringing it back to Contact. Contact is, I guess, my spiritual home. I was in their young company many years ago. I've done lots of work with them. I love their ethos. They've just had a beautiful refit, so the venue is looking absolutely stunning. And we've got the show from the 30th of November to the 4th of December. We've got some other things going alongside it. So on the 1st of December, which is World AIDS Day, we've got, if going to the vigil in Sackville Gardens is a little bit cold for some people, which it can be, or a bit inaccessible, you can come and see the show. And we're also showing some short films that we've made about life with HIV in Greater Manchester after that. On the Friday, we've got BSL interpreted and captioned performance, so an accessible performance for people, for deaf people. And then on the 4th of December, after the final show, we've got an amazing party which is celebrating 36 years of HIV activism with George House Trust, with DJ Mixtress and Supernated Disco on the decks. 2 a.m. So you can come and see a show and then let your hair down and have a bit of a boogie with us and celebrate.
So I suppose people want to know then how they get tickets.
Yeah, so tickets are available from contactmcr.com. And that's the best place to head straight for them, or you can go via my social media, which is Nathaniel J. Hall.
I think what you do, as I've said to you many a time, is it's just so super brave to be so open and visible with this. I think it's a brave step for you to do, and I think it's an amazing step that you do. So thank you very much for your time today, Nathaniel, and it's going to be amazing. Nathaniel Hall there, talking about his wonderful play at first time. Check it out, it's at the Contact. Honestly, I've seen it before. It is heart-wrenchingly brilliant, fabulous, exciting. Whatever word you want to use it. One word I am going to use is Ezra and Gil, because I've started frequenting this place quite a lot over the last few weeks, mainly because of their lovely pancakes, because you can get all three if you really feel like it, or you can go in there, and that's what I've been doing while I've been watching some of our VTs today. I've been having a lovely coffee, everybody, from Ezra and Gil. It's just lovely. I don't know what it is about it. I'm going to figure it out, though, because there's something a little bit different about this coffee. It's absolutely gorgeous. It really is. Just having a sip now. I hope you don't mind. Cheers, everybody. Okay then, everybody, we're now moving on now to a very important minute in every single show here at Your Manchester. It's now time for a little bit of Joe Britton and a minute of Mojo.
It's Joe Britton, your personal performance coach, for another minute of Mojo. One of the biggest Mojo stealers is our unhelpful thoughts. Maybe you have a goal that you want to achieve, or you're setting out to do something new and you're afraid of failing or disappointing yourself or feeling embarrassed, and it stops you in your tracks. Here's a little Mojo tip to deal with that. It's to have a mindful moment, and without blame, shame or judgment, just notice what you're thinking and how you're feeling, because we have thoughts, but we are not our thoughts. Here's one way that I deal with my unhelpful thoughts. I put them on a fluffy cloud and I watch that cloud float away. Give it a go and see what happens. I'll be back next time for another minute of Mojo.
Float on high upon that cloud, my lovelies. Float on high upon that cloud. I tell you, there is one way of seeing the top of Manchester, and that is if you go to the Hyatt. Now, I've been happened to stay there a couple of days over the last few weeks. Everybody, anything dramatic, don't text in, don't write in or anything like that. It's just very, very lovely. They've got a lovely bar, they've got a lovely restaurant. And I tell you what, I was talking to quite a few people today from the corporate world, and they were saying it's the place to be if you want to have a little Christmas shindig, because apparently it's got a lovely, beautiful room and they look after you very, very well. And the best thing is, it's not a rip-off like some places. So absolutely fantastic to go and check out the Hyatt Regency in our lovely city of Manchester. However, yes, it does have an outdoor area, but is it the right weather for it? Only one man can tell us. Paul Rudd, what's the weather?
Welcome to the beautiful Chadderton Park. Now, this is my first time here at the park, and oh my goodness, breathtaking views. It has lots to offer, great scenery, a children's playing area, and a cafe which I'm going to go to in a minute, and it's great for dog walkers too. Hello my lovely weather watchers, and welcome to this week's weather forecast with me, Paul Rudd. And I'm very autumnal this week, and it's been a very mild November, but it is going to change this week. We are whacking those temperatures down, and guess what? It's going very, very cold. So it's time to dig out those winter coats. Let's check out this week's weather for Manchester. Alright, Thursday is looking sunny and cloudy with the temperatures of 7 degrees. Friday is looking like showers with the temperatures of 7 degrees also. And as we look forward to the weekend right now, Saturday is going to be showers with the temperature of 6 degrees. And Sunday is looking like rain again. It's going to be showery with the temperatures of 6 degrees. So get the seating on, mother, and get your hats on, get your gloves on, get wrapped up nice and warm, get cosy. And now it's time to head over back to the studio for this week's brilliant episode of Your Manchester.
So quite a few of you are saying that now is the time to put your tree up. Now is the time to put your tree up any earlier than now, and apparently it's wrong, everybody. I know most of you have done, because basically a lot of you are quite fond of tinsely stuff, aren't you? So do it. Weather's looking all right. It's going to be okay. It's Manchester weather. Do we ever expect anything other than the rain, everybody? Not really. And it's getting cold with it as well. Nevertheless, everybody, make sure you join us back here next week. We've got something very, very special for you. I'm not going to say any more than that. Something very, very special for you. One of the fabulous boy bands may be joining us here in the fabulous studio next week. Till then, we'll be joined back by Brandon as well. Till then, I will see you only on this beautiful program known as Your Manchester.
Episode of Your Manchester has been powered by TalkTalk's Future Fibre, the UK's fastest and most reliable broadband, which is now available here in Manchester.